What does it mean to be a warrior? This is going to be a little bit of a different video today. If you're new, my name is Eli. I'm Gary. I'm the owner and founder of oneself, an electrolyte brand based here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And if you're not new, welcome back to the channel. Definitely subscribe, hit that like button, and share this video if you see any value from it. Most of the videos I've been making are about nutrition, about reviewing different electrolyte brands or supplements. But this one's going to be a bit different. This one's going to be more about the mentality of a warrior, what I believe it means to be a warrior. And why did I choose the name warrior for my brand, Warrior Salt? What does that mean? I think most people, when they think about the word warrior, they think about someone who is a driving force, someone who's dominating, conquering, taking advantage of people at times. No questions asked, just brute force, no stopping, no reflection, just pursuing their goal one after another, checking things off, notches in their belts. But I don't believe that's what it truly means to be a warrior. I think there are aspects of that that are important, especially because we live in a competitive world, in a competitive marketplace. And if you don't have some of these dominating, relentless areas in your character, in your mindset, it's unlikely you're going to be successful. But when I look at history and I look at some of the greatest warriors that have ever lived, or warriors that have ancient stories, historical, lessons, one thing that I noticed they all have in common is a sense of service. And that's what ultimately being a warrior is someone who is in service for something, for someone, in pursuit of a goal. And this is why pursuit is so important. Pursuit of a goal that brings value to yourself, other people outside of your scope is so important. And the reason why so many people, so many guys are lost is because they don't have a goal or a purpose to pursue. They don't have something outside of themselves to be in service of. Because you can make money, you can get a job, you can even start a company, and you can be super successful and make loads of money and have all the material things that you want. But if you don't feel like you are in service for something bigger than yourself, you will never be content. And in fact, this idea of contentness, this idea of being happy, about reaching a pinnacle of happiness where you're just happy all the time, is completely unrealistic. But yet we chase this consistently in our everyday actions. We're constantly looking for every single dopamine hit that we can grasp. And yes, we live in a different world with social media, with all these voices in our head, on screen, pitching us certain things, certain concepts, ideas, frameworks, validation, comparison, which is the ultimate thief of joy, that it distracts us from our purpose. Because if you don't know what you want to do, how can you truly reach your potential? How can you pursue something if you don't really know what you're here to do? And I think this is something that a lot of people struggle with, even athletes, or something that athletes may struggle with after they retire, because their whole identity has been built around them doing a certain thing, being a certain athlete, competing in a certain sport. And once you take that away, there's nothing else to anchor them. So to me, I think being a warrior is taking risks. It's about pursuing something that's greater than themselves. But it's not a war of flesh and blood, as in it was in older times, where you are physically fighting another human being, another force that's trying to defeat you, take your land, take your resources. The biggest fight now is the fight here, is the fight in the mind. Before you even walk outside the door, as soon as you wake up, it's that fight in your head. It's all these neurons firing, trying to rationalize, trying to figure out, trying to calculate, and ultimately comparing yourself with someone else, trying to postulate, trying to make yourself appear in a certain light for the validation of others that you really don't actually truly care about, that don't really bring any value to your life. Being a warrior is about bravado. And when we think about bravado, we think about someone who is prideful, that beats their chest. But bravado is about bravery. It's not about not feeling fear. It's not about not having doubt. It's about having all of those emotions, all of those feelings, but still moving forward despite those feelings, despite those setbacks, despite days, often multiple days, multiple times, that you simply do not want to do what you know you need to do in order to achieve your goal, because it's about the pursuit. Because oftentimes when we reach the goal and we are not anchored in the mindset of how enjoyable it is, how honored we are to be in the pursuit of this goal, we often lose it once we reach it. And that's why the phrase the pursuit of happiness resonates with me so much. And you have to listen to yourself. Ask yourself, what are the thoughts that I'm thinking about the most? And where are those thoughts getting me? Because we are the manifestation of our thoughts, and those thoughts transmute into actions that we carry out. And those actions are the ultimate decision makers of our identity. So what you think about most of the time is what you become. We are what we think about most of the time. And if we are allowing all these pieces of information and distractions and entertainment cloud our mind, we have no choice but to frame ourselves in a certain light, and then our actions are just an indication of those thoughts. And this is where I come to the main point of this video that I want you to focus on. You have to be one that produces more than he consumes. If you do not produce more than you consume, you will always be in a mental deficit. But you gain more confidence, more skills, more resilience when you are producing. You're doing something, you're pursuing something, you're taking action at something, even if it's not a grand gesture, a grand goal, more than you consume. Because if you are consuming something more than you're producing, you're always going to be in that deficit. And it's hard because we can easily just pick up our phone and we could turn it on and boom, consumption. And then we can also go and access, any hyper palatable foods, non-nutritious foods that just taste good, and we can consume them without producing work, energy. So to me, being a warrior is about a life of service. It's about bravery. It's about still feeling all those emotions and those feelings and those hardships, but doing it anyway. It's about consistency. It's about something bigger than yourself. And it's about pursuit, not the destination. And it's about producing more than you can consume. That's all I got today. So if you're new here, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe, hit that notification button so you can get notified when I release more videos like this. I'll be doing more videos just like this, and not only talking about electrolytes and hydration. See you in the next video.